Rabbit. All right. Good morning, traders. December 1st. Today is December 1st, 2023. My SPY pivot this morning, 455.14. Above it, I'm a bull. Below it, I'm a bear. Fab 5. That's FNGU, QQQ, SBY, DIA, and IWM. Remaining daily uptrends. IWM's currently in a nice bullish flag there. Silver and gold continue their daily uptrends. Gold is consolidating. Silver continued yesterday. UNG and USO remain in daily downtrends. USO consolidated more yesterday. UNG inked out a lower low. US dollar retraces back to the flat 200 SMA on the daily chart. That's about 103.50. Should SPY fail to exceed Wednesday's high, then brace yourself for a sell-off. We'll see what happens. If SPY reaches Wednesday's high and consolidates, then we're going to look for higher highs. FOMC Chairman Powell will be speaking today at 11 and at 2 p.m., so there should be a lot of volatility. We'll see what happens. Let's go look at some charts. All right, here's the SPY chart. Okay, yesterday's price action, lower high, lower low. SPY still in a daily uptrend. All right, here's the last high, making a higher high. It's in a daily uptrend. All right, QQQ, probably going to look very similar. QQQ, same thing, except it's red. All right, so QQQ putting in a lower high and a lower low, still in a daily uptrend, previous high. So you can see QQQ making a higher high, still in a daily uptrend. We could get a sell-off today. Look for this level here. All right, if they bring it down real hard and fast, right about, actually the midpoint. Look for them to slap the midpoint, which is all the way down here. So we'll see if they want to bring it down fast, then bring it back up. If we get a sell-off. Not saying it's going to happen, but if it does happen, I'm looking for it to come like real fast, like boom, boom. So we'll see what happens. There's QQQ. All right, so now let's take a look at FNGU. All right, FNGU, lower high and a lower low. Notice the bodies now descending down. They were descending down here, and then we had a rally, so now we've got a double top, and now they're descending down. So FNGU is gapping down, further down today. So SPY should be probably, we'll have some downside to it this morning. We'll see what happens. There's FNGU. All right, in a daily uptrend, there's the high, making a higher high, makes it in an uptrend. But yesterday's candle, lower high and lower low. IWM still consolidating in the bull flag. Got a double top up here. Yesterday's price action. We've got a higher low and a lower high. So just kind of an inside day compared to Wednesday's day. Diamond Dow is flying high. All right, so there's Diamond Dow, and it's made a new yearly high right there. See that? This was the August high, and we have made a new yearly high for Diamond Dow. Now, is it an all-time high? No, but it is getting close to attacking the all-time high, which is, well, it's right up there at about 369.66. So they're only about 10 points away. So Diamond Dow really on fire this month, this week, the whole thing. So still in a daily uptrend. There's the high, making a higher high, puts it in a daily uptrend. That's Diamond Dow. Now let's take a look at SMH. SMH was at all-time highs last week, right over here. Right there, it's 165.50 or so. Yesterday's price action was lower high and a lower low. And you can see here's the previous high, so that puts it in a daily uptrend, currently in a bull flag. IYT, last high, new high, makes it a higher high, so it puts that in a daily uptrend. Yesterday's price action was equal high and a lower low. So, but still winding up closing at the high of the day at the end of the day. So there's IYT. Let's take a look at XLF. There's our financials. Financials got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14 green days in a row. Wow. So you can see yesterday's price action for XLF, higher low, higher high, attacking the upside of this channel right through here, right into what was prior wave up higher there. So you can see here's XLF putting in a higher low down here compared to the double bottom it had earlier, and now inking out a new high, just barely, right over the top of that right there. So XLF putting in a higher high right there. Now let's take a look at USO. Here's crude oil. Horrible day yesterday for crude oil, but it did make a higher high, so that puts it back in an uptrend. It's kind of tough to call it an uptrend, considering it closed way down here. All right, so complete outside volatility day. You can see higher high and lower low. So technically it's in an uptrend, but in my book it's not. We're still in a downtrend. Technically we made the higher high and we got a higher low right there. So USO with a really weak uptrend. That's what I'm going to call it. And you can see it's in this bear flag. It's in this bear flag formation. You come down and you consolidate over here to the right. So let's take a look at UNG. So UNG inks out another lower low and a lower high. Still in a downtrend. There's the high. There's a lower low. There's a lower high. There's a lower low. So UNG still in a downtrend. Silver and gold. So here's silver. Silver putting in a higher low and making a higher high right there. So silver is on the verge of attacking the channel right here. Back into possibly making new highs for this year. We'll see what happens. It's got about 31 days left. We'll see what happens here. Silver attacking the prior highs right there. GLD. GLD did a little bit of consolidating yesterday, putting in a doji candle, lower high and a lower low right there, but still closing over the 3 EMA. So nice work for GLD. Now let's take a look at our dollar index and slide this over. So here's the dollar index. As you can see, here's the July low. Then we rallied up to the October high, and then we bull flag consolidated, and we fell out, pulled back to the flat 200 right here, able to spike through it pretty hard, and now we retraced all the way back to the flat 200. Now, I'm curious if we're going to start closing daily candles over the 200, or if they're just going to consolidate under the 200 and roll over further south. So there is the US dollar index. Now, US dollar, it depends on how the strength of the dollar is going to help our sales overseas on goods and services. So we'll see what happens. Weak dollar is good for the markets, but not so good for the consumer. Now let's take a peek at economic calendar. So today we've got PMI manufacturing at 9:45. We've got options expiration Friday. Those for the weekly options. ISM manufacturing at 10 a.m. Construction spending at 10 a.m. Fed speaker. And then Jerome Powell's going to speak at 11. And then he's also going to speak at 2. Lisa Cook's also going to speak at 2. But this is the main event for today right there. Actually, this week is we got 2 speeches by Jerome Powell at 11 and 2. So we'll see what happens there. On the earnings calendar, really light day today. Who do we have? Bank of Montreal, only $58 billion. So that's it, really. Bank of Montreal. Let's go look at next week. See what we got for the 4th. Nothing really big here. The millions. These are the millions. 9 billion. Nothing there. Tuesday, BH. Didn't they just report? Hold on just a second. I don't know. Maybe. I don't know. I swear these guys just reported this Tuesday, or they were scheduled to report. So, anyways, all right. So, AutoZone comes out on the 5th, and they're $45 billion right there. That's about the big one. BHP was a big one, but I thought they were scheduled to report a couple days ago. If they miss their earnings, I wonder what they look like. You know, when you miss your earnings date, that's a big market. Does not like that. So there's that. And what else do we have? That's about it right now in the pre-market. All right, we'll take a look at the SPY. And the SPY came all the way down to the flat 200 on the 15 right there. It's at 455.71. Now, yesterday I had a really good day. So we'll see what happens for today. All right, so that's it. I'm going to take questions in the room. All right, and I'll talk to you all out there in YouTube land at 4 p.m. MDB, yes. We can do that right now while we're online. MDB. All right, so you gapped up and you traded back down. You closed below the previous day's close. That looks like a top to me. But, you know, it's just negative on the day. You gapped up, totally filled the gap, and then closed below yesterday's close. So if we put the quad lines in there, you close below the 50% line. So I would expect them, probably climb back up to the 50% line and then roll over. We'll see what happens. But that's just telling me there's sellers up here, right there. All right, so not to say that it won't revisit it, but it's telling me that there's sellers up there. And the question is, are they going to grind at the overhead supply, or are they going to pull back and then take another run at it? But that's bullish right there. You see that move up and then come back. So, I mean, it could come back and back up over the midpoint. I'd be bullish. Under the midpoint, I'd be bearish on that. That's for me. All right? That's the way I look at it. So, over the midpoint, I'm bullish. Below the midpoint, I'd be bearish. That's how I'd play it. And that's it, all right? I'll see everybody out there. If you're on YouTube, please subscribe. Please hit the like button. Please leave a nice comment. Sorry about yesterday's video. It got corrupted, I guess, because I lost it. I don't know how or why, but yesterday's morning video was a good one, too. But yesterday's video, I'm sorry about that for all the people that watched it and realized it was the 29th and not the 30th. So, I'll see everybody in YouTube at 4 p.m. most likely.